Hope Diamonds and Families. I'm Miss O'Connell. I'm the principal of Hope High School, and it's my pleasure to have you here at our second virtual town hall to talk about our unique and interesting school year and to answer questions that you may have. This is our last week of term 1, which is our first 6-week term that we did virtually. We are moving on to term 2 starting Monday. It is going to be an enhanced virtual term 2, but we are looking forward to very, very soon starting in-person instruction, and that's what we want to talk to you about here. But before we go further, I just want to leave it open to my audience. If you have any questions, if you will please go into the chat and type in your chat question and I will respond. Hello, Gustavo. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us today. I hope I answer your questions today. I miss you guys. Any other questions before we get started? Well, you can ask away the whole time and I will do my best to answer questions as we go. Oh, Lexi, I miss you too. I hope all is well with you. We are staying healthy. I hope you are staying healthy too. I miss you so much and that big smile. And I wish I could give you a giant, giant hug. I hope your family is doing well and I hope you're doing well too, darling. A couple of updates before we start our little PowerPoint presentation. We are going to do our next term, which is term 2, which is just a 6-week term. We are still set to do that remotely like we did term 1. So students can either be online, doing their classes in the way that they're familiar with through Edgenuity and Alex, or students can choose to have their courses on paper. That works better for a lot of students, those who either don't have technology or don't prefer it without guidance. And so we have the on paper option. In addition, we do have some updates for term 2. Every student will have 2 weekly Zoom or Google Meets meetings with their teachers. And we are going to make sure that we're reaching out to you even more and making things even easier for you to do. And so we know that we're going to be offering more exciting classes. We're going to offer an opportunity for any student who hasn't finished their term 1 classes to keep working on them while getting an extra half credit just to get extra support for those term 1 classes while still getting new credits for term 2 to not fall behind. So let's look and see before we get started. Oh, Mr. B can see that that you miss him and he is on this call with me. He's just in the background. Thank you so much for being on the call. We miss you a ton. I'm gonna cry. Oh. All right. For today, we're just gonna really quickly, we're gonna review our school area pandemic benchmarks, which are looking better. And so I anticipate that this will hopefully be the only other virtual session that we'll have to have a virtual term. We're also going to talk about important information and where to find it because that's so important so that you guys can be marked present and have good attendance and know where your classes are and who to contact so we can help you through every step of the way. We really want to. We'll tell you how to schedule an on-site learning lab opportunity. We love to have students on our campus. While we have limited space, we still do have that availability for those that it works for. We'll let you know about our Bling page, which has basically everything a student needs to know to be successful, other than hugs. And we'll let you know how you can submit a completed course to your teacher. And I will just reiterate some of the things that we've done for term 2 and how it's going to look a little bit different. Nice to see you on the chat, Miss Gisa. So first thing we're going to do is review our school area pandemic benchmarks. And just a reminder, feel free to keep posting and I will stop periodically to address any comments. So first of all, our pandemic benchmarks. Mr. B is in the background running this for me. So we get all of our benchmark information directly from the Maricopa County School Reopening Dashboard for guidance. Hi there. And that is, we are not making any of this up. We just go directly to our county information, and we're following their metrics, which are based on the region, both the zip code and the school district, the main school district in our area. So let's look at that data. Well, this, just so you know, this is how they guide us as administrators. When we are in the red, the recommendation is virtual learning with on-site support, which is where we are right now. When we get into the yellow, which is what we're anticipating going into next, that's when we'll be on the hybrid learning scenario, where you guys have some options in terms of what you feel comfortable. We will have 3 learning options for you, either fully virtual or fully on campus, or a mix of the 2. I have some great questions and comments. So I'm going to, while you guys are looking at that zip code map, I'm going to address some of those. Gustavo, for the people that are on paper, you absolutely can switch to online. You sure can. In fact, you may switch to online at any time throughout this whole year. That is an option because people need to feel safe. And sometimes you may not feel safe being with other people, and at any time, we're going to give you the option of switching to online. And that's now, that's term 2, anytime during term 2, and really anytime during any of our terms, whether we're on campus hybrid or whether we're virtual, you may go online. All you have to do is contact your advisor. The way you're going to do that is through the Bling page, or just actually calling your advisor, but you'll know who your advisor is and your advisor's phone number and extension through the Bling page, and we'll show you how to do that. That is such a great question. And Gustavo, you may find that you like it better online because that's more interactive, but we are open to doing whatever works for you. We just want to help you succeed in this weird time that we're all learning together. I wanted to also say, Arleth, I miss you so much too. Arleth is one of our graduates, and she's watching our show right now, and she is brilliant. And so we're glad to have her join us. Thanks, Arleth. Good to see you. Just so you know, here's the actual data. It looks a lot better. Last week, when we looked at these same metrics, they were all red. And so now it looks like we have yellow, red, and green, while our overall risk is still in the red, and they still recommend virtual. I really think that within the next few weeks, or I hope within the next few weeks, those numbers will allow us to do our hybrid start option. And the first day back to school for that would then be November 2nd. Would be the first day of term 3. If you'd like to just quickly, we'll go through the other slide just so everybody can take a look. There's our risk. It's substantial still, but hopefully not for long as we get better. That's the Tolleson School District. It looks pretty similar. And then if you'll go to the next slide, please. And look at that. So it looks like they are very, very close.
Yeah, very close.
Only the percent positivity right now is in the red. So
it says the yellow, but it's in the red for schools because we're asked to wait until it's 7%. So we're really close, really, really close.
But we're not quite there yet.
Not quite there yet.
But like I was saying, we really do anticipate to be back to school at the start of term 3. And since they're only 6-week terms, that's really kind of nice. Hi, Angel. We miss you. Thank you. I hope you are well. Angel Franco is another one of our wonderful graduates. He actually graduated with Hope High School Online, our sister school, but he is a Hope Diamond through and through.
That's right.
Miss you.
Claim.
That's right. Okay, so this is just what we were reiterating. Our next term 2, is our enhanced remote option. And so the dates of that goes from this upcoming Monday, the 14th, and it goes all the way through October 30th. Remember, there is a week and a couple days in there that is our fall break. And so that's lovely for everybody. It's also an opportunity to catch up if you're behind or take a breather if you need to, if you're on track. But it is going to be enhanced remote because in addition to doing your work remotely, all students will be asked to meet with their teachers twice a week. So they'll have two groups that they'll be part of. They'll have two classrooms that they will be in, either through a Google Meets or a Zoom. Their teachers are going to notify them next week of how to go ahead and join that Google Meets and Zoom twice a week for 45 minutes. We're going to have a meeting so students can see classmates and talk and have a little bit of fun and have questions answered face to face. Sometimes we need a little bit of that. And what's really nice is for those of you who don't have a computer or internet capabilities, you can do it on your phone. You can still participate. You can still be in class with your friends or with strangers who can become your friends. But you can be in class with your teacher through a Zoom meeting on your phone and feel like you're part of the school more than just this packet that you turn in. And what if you have a question about your packet? It'll be so much easier if you're just in the meeting. Maybe somebody else asks the same question, and then you'll feel so much more comfortable with that. Thank you. All right, Mr. B, we're ready for the next slide. Okay, so this is where you find the important information.
Sorry, distracted my daughter.
Real life. Okay.
Yeah, real life.
On our website, hopehighschool.org. On that page, you're going to go right in the front, and it's going to say HHS response to COVID-19. And underneath that, you're going to click that top blue button that says learn more. And when you go to learn more, you're going to see that's what it looks like on your phone. It looks a little bit bigger on your computer. All of our different things, our distance learning plans, so you know everything we're doing. We want to be really transparent with you. Our mitigation plan for how we're going to stay safe when we return to school and how we're going to notify you and what's all going to happen. All those details are laid out right there. Our on-site learning and support services, as well as every message that we have sent out to families as an email, you can find there as well. Thank you, Mr. B. In terms of scheduling on-site learning, it is the easiest thing ever. You're just going to call your advisor. You're going to say, I need to schedule some learning lab time. They're going to give you your one-time use link. If you need to schedule more than one learning time, you just say, hey, I need 3 links for next week. I want to come in 3 times next week. I need 3 links. And they're just for you so that we don't overfill our learning lab. And you can go ahead. They'll get you your link. You'll sign in your own time slot. It'll tell you all the information right when you sign in, everything important that you need to know, like bring a water bottle, bring your face mask, those kinds of things. And then you'll be able to come on in.
Yeah, it's pretty simple, pretty easy. Just ask your advisor.
Yeah, and they'll send you everything you need. We don't want to complicate it. We just want you to actually communicate with a real person to get support.
Yeah.
Now, on the Hope High School website, students are going to want to be on our student portal, which they'll get to by clicking students. And on there, the very first thing you're going to see is a spot that says bling. You always want to click bling if you have any questions. Because bling, I'm sorry, I probably went past you.
Okay.
Well, first of all, it's easy to log in. I hope you know your birth date, and I hope you know how to spell your last name. Because if you got those 2 down, you've got it all. That's how you get into bling. You don't have to know any logins besides the one that you know in your heart. And when you're on bling, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see your name. You're going to see your course list. You're going to see your advisors' email addresses as well as your teachers' email addresses. The most important buttons for you to click are that bright blue button that say time log. And we send you an email every Friday with that same time log link. So if you just open that email and click it, you got it. And then the other most important thing to click, if you have a red box on there, that means you haven't yet done your return to school survey. So we know what schedule you want to get. We want to know when you want to come to school, how you want to come to school. Is it going to be remote? Is it going to be in person? Is it going to be a mixture? Please do that.
Please.
Now, please. But beyond that, you'll have your schedule. You'll have your teacher's name. You'll know if it's going to be on Ingenuity, or if it's going to be on paper, or if it's going to be in Alex or some other weird way. It'll tell you that. And it'll have a link to your teacher's email so you can get a hold of them. It'll have your teacher's extension. So you don't want to email them and you want to just call them, call. And if they don't answer right away, because maybe they're in a Google Meets or in a Zoom meeting at that time, they'll call you back within 24 hours. You leave them a voicemail right on their voicemail. And if you look down, you'll see your advisor. That advisor, that's going to be the person who's going to send you a link. You can email them or you can call them. Their extension is right there for you. And it'll also have your login information, because what if you don't remember your usernames or passwords and all of that stuff? All of that's there too. So it'll tell you how to log in. It'll tell you who to call, how to call, who to email, how to email. This is it. You guys are diamonds and this is your bling.
There you go.
Thanks. Just real briefly, since we're at the end of term 1, kids are like, what do I do to submit my courses? Easy. You contact your teacher. You'll know their information on that Bling page. Probably your teachers are already contacting you. They're probably already trying to submit your class because they are so excited to get you through your classes. You probably don't even have to contact your teacher at all. You're just going to see that class disappear. And then you're going to see a new class show up on Monday. That's really exciting. But if that hasn't happened soon enough for you, okay, give your teacher a reminder. Either give them a call at their extension or send them an email. They will turn your class in. Now, in terms of getting a new class, all of you guys are getting new classes for term 2. Some of you will get a brand new class, and number 1, everybody will get a brand new class. And some of you might get 2 brand new classes. But if you haven't finished your term 1 classes, you'll get a brand new class plus a study skills class that just supports you in completing your term 1 classes. That's just going to happen automatically for term 2. If in the middle of term 2, you've completed all your classes, oh my gosh, that's awesome, and you need more classes, you'll just contact your advisor. And once those classes are submitted, they will gladly give you some new classes to get done. That brings us to our last slide. Updates for term 2. Like all of these things are things that we've talked about. Weekly Zoom or Google Hangouts meetings for each class. That's going to be accessible by computer or by phone. Study skills electives. What that's going to do is give a half credit for extra support to complete term 1 classes, in addition to getting your second term 2 class. And we do have new electives course offerings. So if you are ready for an electives course and you're interested in fire science, and you're interested in being an EMT, or you're interested in any of the allied health fields, or you're interested in small business entrepreneurship, just to name a few, reach out to your advisor and let them know that's something that you'd want to do. Hello, Flacco and Vanessa. The Bling will tell when they finish the class. That's a great question. The Bling will tell you when you have a new class, and the old class will disappear. Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily say when a student is finished with their class, but when you see it gone from that list, it is done and submitted. So that's a great question.
Submitted. And now, if your student has finished both of their term 1 classes, please call us and we will send a report card for that purpose for your student. Because not all of our students have yet finished their term 1 classes, because it's been really weird just to go to school this way for many of our kids. We want to have some grace and we want to allow them to still finish, but not put them behind on credits. We want to keep moving you forward on credits. So that's one way to find out, is on Bling when the classes change. But to be honest, if you're not sure, please email your student's advisor or email me or email their teachers, and we will absolutely get that information to you. If you just call our main number, 623-772-8013, we will transfer you to the right person so that you can be walked through how to have that information every time. Thank you, parents, for being vigilant and caring about how your kids are succeeding in school. There are several ways, and we'll show you all the ways. It'll depend on if your student is online or on paper, but if your student is online, we'll show you how you can just look and see how they're doing and how their progress is looking at any moment in their class. So thank you guys for being here on our live stream. Is there any other way that we can, anything else we want to share? Any other questions we can answer for everybody?
We don't have any questions in the comments at the moment, but we can stay on for a few more moments. If you are tuning in to the recorded session and you have questions, of course, as Mrs. O'Connell said, don't hesitate to give us a call. We'd be happy to answer your questions in person or on, live. 623-772-8013 is our number. And if you know your advisor's extension, you can give them a ring or just wait and go to the main office. We'd be happy to direct you to the right person.
We will help you.
Yeah. I think the only other thing is, if you haven't already done so, students, even though we are not returning on campus on Monday the 14th, we still would like to know, we need to know what your preference and what your plan is when we do return, which we plan to do in November. So
yes.
Fill that survey out.
Our advisors only have the next 6 weeks to schedule all the kids into their classes so that we are ready to start November 2nd. And so it's so important because we have only limited spots in the building because we have to physically distance in our classrooms. If you want, especially if you want to be in the building, then please fill out that survey so we have an available spot for you. Yeah. We want to honor our continuing students before we have new students take those spots that are available. Also, my great request to you is please, 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 every week, submit your time logs. They are even pre-filled, so you can click on it, you can look in, be like, oh yeah, that's right, and click submit. You don't even have to do anything else. Not only is that on the Bling page, but we will send every single Friday afternoon, you will receive an email that says, here's the link. Click this, submit your time log. You can do that from your phone. You can do that from your computer. And if you're an offline student, meaning you're doing your work on paper, that time log is given to you whenever you pick up your packets. Please, please make sure you fill that out and hand it back to us. And if it takes you a little longer to complete your packets, still mark all the days that you worked on them. They all count as attendance.
Yeah.
The problem is if you don't complete your time logs or work or, submit attendance to us, the state still requires after 10 days of no attendance for students to be withdrawn. So we check attendance in all the ways, but the easiest way to be present is once a week, click that time log box, click time log submit. Yeah. And you're present.
We do have a question, another one. Are you going to talk more later when it's time for kids to go back to school? Great question. Yes. Yeah, we'll be back on here the last 2 weeks of term 2, and the last 2 weeks are going to be the last 2 weeks of October. So look to your email. If you haven't already signed up for our parent communication app, Blooms, you should be getting an email or text message soon because we're rolling that out again. But if you're not signed up for that, give us a call. We'd be happy to get you going. But we'll be sending out messages. You can tune in here, subscribe to our Facebook or YouTube channels, and we'd be happy to make sure you know when that is. But again, the last 2 weeks, it's on the Thursday at 6:30 of October.
That'll be October 22nd and October 29th.
Yeah.
Same time, same channel.
Yeah.
We will be here, and then we will have a lot more clarity as to what it looks like going back to school.
Yeah.
We'll be able to tell you, we are going to have an infographic to send out to you beforehand with the 3 types of schedules.
Yeah.
Also, on a Hope High School online, or excuse me, on the Hope High School website, there's a video with my face on it. If you click on it, it'll kind of explain our different hybrid options, but it won't be specific. In the last 2 weeks of this term, we will be able to be more specific. And then hopefully we'll have all that information populated for next term in Bling.
Yeah.
And your kid will be able to see what schedule they have. If they're a fully on-campus student, then it'll be very similar to how they went to school before, except with face masks and 2 longer blocked classes. Like one of their classes will be 2 hours, and the next class will be 2 hours as well. That'll give enough time to clean the computer, to have enough time to do what they want to do in class, to not be overwhelmed, and to have less time in the hallways. We're opening up our outside hallways to have a little bit more physical distancing. But other than that, school will be school, and we'll still have fun activities. We'll have a maximum number of kids in the class because students will have to be separated from one another for safety.
Yeah. And we appreciate your patience as parents. We know this is a crazy time. And, I'm sure you have students in other schools that are also going through the same thing. And we appreciate your patience. We appreciate you sending your students and entrusting them to us. It's important to us, and we value that trust. And so we want to do our best to educate your kids, keep them safe. And, that's our thing. We all have families, we all have kids, and we want to make sure our kids, your kids are our kids, when they're at Hope High School, and even when they're learning from home. So we're just thankful for you all families for sticking with us. And if you need anything, always feel free to let us know, because that's what we're here for. So.
Give us a call, and thank you for having grace with us. Thank you for your patience with us. I know that we're going to not be perfect, because this is our first time trying to navigate this as well. And we're going to just keep trying to get better. And if we're dropping the ball when it comes to your student in any way, that is not our intention.
Yeah.
Please call us so we can remedy that situation. We treat every student as an individual. We are flexible. Everybody has a unique situation, and we address everybody's unique situation, and we would love to address yours as well.
Yeah, and we are very much available, Mrs. O'Connell and myself, other way, sorry. And so if you need to get in touch with us directly, feel free. Our information is on the student portal, which again, you can get to from hopehighschool.org, and click on students and just find our faces. We'd be happy to get a call from you or an email, and we can hopefully help you with whatever it is that you have a concern about. All right, well, I think that's all we have for the evening. Again, if you have any questions, give us a call, 623-772-8013. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy, and we hope to hear from you soon.
Miss you, Diamonds. Bye.